welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another episode of TEW 2020 WWE here. As we stay in October, we're past the halfway mark, and we are continuing our build up to our October premium live event specials, the Raw exclusive pay-per-view, The Purge, and the Smackdown and NXT co-branded pay-per-view, Halloween Havoc. Things are getting spooky up in here. Last week went pretty well, I think. I have extended the length of the show, so the episodes are going to be longer, and so I don't have much to say in this intro, so I'm just going to jump into it before I ramble on for too long like always. And so without further ado, a quick intro, and let's jump into things, and kicking off, as always, with another edition of Monday Night Raw, which gets underway with Triple H coming down to the ring. Triple H, not with all of his chosen superstars, but with two. The WWE Champion Kevin Owens, and Seth Rollins. And the three men come out, and Triple H talks about his superstars. He says that he came here to help WWE get back on track. Saying it was lost, it was hurt. With the help of him, with the help of the superstars it was always meant to be, the superstars he chose to be at the top. It's getting back on track. Triple H talking about the dominance, saying how the WWE Champion was Kyle O'Reilly, a tag team wrestler at best, but now it's around the waist of a true champion, a prize fighter in Kevin Owens. The Raw tag titles were around the waist of a pair who weren't even a tag team, but now they're around a dominant force in Adam Cole and Finn Balor. And come the Purge, the Intercontinental Championship will be around the waist of the best export from Mexico in a generation in Andrade. And then still you have Seth Rollins here, who has a thing to say himself, don't you, Seth? And Seth thanking Triple H and saying that him and Triple H have been talking about what Seth should be doing with everything else going on. And Seth says Triple H has convinced him. He talks him into it. Talked him into the Purge. To a one-on-one match with Pete. Done. A match Pete so desperately wanted. And Seth invites Pete to come down to the ring, which he does. Pete coming out. And Pete's saying that, you know, what's this then? Instead of saying this is exactly what you want, one-on-one, you and me, a chance to get all your anger out after bragging rights. And Pete says, okay. Pete says that's good. But Pete makes it very clear. For the 100 here, Pete says that, okay. Oh God, I can keep going. Okay, but you have to understand that Seth, at the Purge, I'm gonna beat your ass. And then, Kevin, if you still have that WWE Championship after your match with Randy Orton, then I'm gonna come and take that from you as well. That was close enough. For the 100 feet. Laying out the challenges, both Seth and Kevin here, and Seth saying, oh, Pete. Oh, Pete. You're not gonna beat anyone's ass, because the truth of the matter is, Pete, you can get in that ring with me at the Purge and we can fight, but in the end, I'll always be one step ahead of you. As at that point, the Kevin Owens from behind storms into Pete Dunne WWE Championship force, whashing it into the back of Pete's head, taking him down. Pete down, Kevin and Seth kicking Pete Dunne whilst he's down very literally. Triple H watches on. They talk to me. When rushes out Randy Orton, rushing out to the ring. Kevin Owens, his opponent for the Purge, going for him, but Randy Orton manages to do this slam where he picks him up and he slams him. I'm not going to remember that off the top of my head. You know what move it does. It's Randy Orton. No offense to him, love him. Limited moveset. Randy Orton goes for Seth, but Seth manages to shrug out the way of an RKO and escape the ring. Triple H leaving as well. Triple H, Seth, and Kevin going up the ramp as Randy, you know, watches on, and Pete gets to his feet to watch on in anger as well for a 100. Good starts of things. Good starts of things here. Pete Dunne getting his match with Seth Rollins at the Purge, blindsided but saved by Randy Orton for that 100. Another 100. Good pair of opening segments. Before Triple H mentioned Andrade becoming Intercontinental Champion. Can he? Maybe. It's a fatal four-way match. Drew McIntyre defending against Andrade, Angel Garza, and one more man that we're going to find out right now. It's Chad Gable, speaking of Randy Orton, taking on Robert Roode. Robert Roode been on a bit of a good spell of things. You know, the Dirty Dogs, him and James Storm, vibing, having a good time, and now looking to get one step closer to the Intercontinental title. Can he? Chad Gable versus Robert Roode, and in the end, James Storm watching on as Chad Gable locks Robert Roode into the ankle lock, and in the end, Robert Roode no choice but to tap out. 81, decent. Chad was off his game, sadly, rating a bit limited by the length, but we move. 87 Gable, 70 Roode, yeah, that's fine. Chad Gable was very good, and he's in the Intercontinental title match. Intercontinental Championship on the line. Drew McIntyre, Angel Garza, Andrade, and Chad Gable. What a banger. What a banger that will hopefully be. Who will pick up the Intercontinental Championship on the road to Survivor Series? After the match, Chad Gable doesn't have time to celebrate much when, as James Storm storms into the back of him. There you go. James Storm attacking Gable. Roode to his feet, you know, ankle a bit hurt, but joining in on the attack on Chad Gable for the moment. I'm here to show the world. I'm here to show the world. When, yes, it's Dolph Ziggler. Not seen since. It's been a few months. It's definitely been a few months. July or August, when the Dirty Dogs turned on him. Roode and Storm attacking him, and now Ziggler returning to make the save for Gable here. Super kick for Storm, super kick for Roode, both men out the ring. Dolph Ziggler making the save for Gable, 84. Good. Dolph Ziggler here and here to show the world. And here to get some revenge, you have to imagine, on Roode and Storm, his former partners, for that 84. Good match. And good post. As then, oh god, we get into my favourite part of these series, the parts where things are just a bit ridiculous. And so we go to the king of ridiculous in the WWE. We go to a Mr. R-Truth. R-Truth going around, you know, it's just footage of him being filmed. He's going from store to store. He's going into him. Excuse me, do you have a Luigi board? Just going from store to store. All the stores just like, no. He just keeps getting turned around, you know. He exits the final store and he's down and he's disappointed. He walks down the street for a bit, dejected, and he takes a seat on the curb and he looks down and he says, I'm never going to get my baby back if I don't get that Luigi board. And then he just hears a voice coming from the woods to his right. You know, telling him, oh, come here, dear. What's the matter? And R-Truth just not paying attention, still looking down, just saying, I'm never going to get my baby back. And then the voice saying, oh no. Oh, why not? Where's your baby? And R-Truth saying, my baby got taken by some pervert. Like to talk about his tricky Willie. And the voice says, oh no. Well, is there anything I could do to help? And R-Truth says, not unless you have a Luigi board on you. And then the voice says, oh dear. Well, what a coincidence. Because actually, I have been looking to get this off my hands. And R-Truth looks up. And there before him is this old woman. Holding out and holding forward a Luigi board. The beautiful, long-fabled Luigi board that R-Truth has been looking for. And R-Truth is overjoyed. Oh my god, it's a Luigi board. Oh my god, thank you so much. How much I gotta pay you? And she says, oh no, dear, no. No, you can have it, but be careful. There's dark and evil, very, very evil forces within this. And R-Truth just looking at it like, okay, that's great, okay, thank you. Oh, come on, Luigi board, time to get my baby back. And R-Truth skips off happily. Luigi board in hand. Luigi's got R-Truth's got his Luigi board. It's a wondrous thing for a 40 between R-Truth and the mysterious old woman here. R-Truth's quest for the Luigi board is successful. He has it, but can he use the Luigi board in some way to get his baby back? Who knows? But we'll go to the ring, you know, for the wrestling in this wrestling show. And we go to the ring, and we have Austin Theory making his entrance, taking on a local competitor here. A Robin Christopher's his name. You know, the bell rings, and this, you know, Theory taunting a little bit, but this Robin just charges straight at Theory in a manner which some may describe as reckless, quite honestly, and gives Theory a good going at it, honestly. You know, Theory not expecting much of a fight, but getting more of it, but in the end, Theory hits a down and picks up the win here for a 62, which is decent. 76 Theory, 25 from Robin Christopher here. Nice job, Mr. Christopher. 25 from him, 76 from Theory. Great performance from Theory, really stood out. Nice. Theory picks up, I do believe, his first win since jumping over here to Monday Nights. Lovely. Then we go backstage. We go backstage to Alexa Bliss and Zoe Stark. And Bliss and Stark talking, chatting, you know, Stark wishing Bliss luck, you know, upcoming match with Io Shirai. You want to do some training, let me know. Io Sky, Jesus Christ, Io Sky, let me know. Bliss saying, yeah, get in the ring, do some training, you know, been a hot minute, you know, been busy with so much going on, oh my god. When in walks Naomi and Nia Jax, or by walks, I suppose is the better word, they're in the hallway. You know, Naomi not happy, saying that, you know, she should have had the chance. Why should Kairi Sane and Alexa Bliss be given all the opportunities? Why wasn't she given the chance to become #1 contender to the Women's World title? You know? And Bliss arguing back saying, hey, I'm the former champ, I deserve this shot. Naomi saying, what about me though? You know, it's not all about you, Alexa. And then you just hear, ladies, what is all the trouble here? As in walks Trick Williams, Masse and Messois behind him, and Trick saying, now. I know that my aura is sublime, but ladies, trust Tricky Willie here. That there is enough of Tricky Willie to go around to all of you. Alexa just looking at all of them, just looking at Trick, honestly. And then Alexa just looking over at Naomi saying, you got a problem? Hell, there's two of you, two of us. We'll settle this in the ring later. And Trick just looking around as all four women walk away. And Trick just rubbing hands saying, okay. Catch y'all later. Y'all know my number. I say Mansoor just looking behind, like, what's happening? But Trick saying, then turns back and he says, boys, come on, I got a business meeting to be getting to. For a 68. Nice. Oh, Trick. Nice. Some would say too much Trick. I say not enough Trick. 68, good. Trick Williams looked dreadful. Shut the hell up, TEW. Jesus Christ. Naomi had her new catchphrase. You know, Alexa said she deserves that, and then Naomi said, or something along those lines. I don't know. But good. And we keep things rolling, heading to the ring. Cruz del Wild in the ring. Joaquin Wild and Cruz del Toro. When out comes Chase U, throw him up. You can't see me, but I'm throwing it up. Chase U. Andre Chase, Bodhi Hayward, Malik Blake, and Thea Hail come out. Edris Anafe. I don't think I said his name. I shouldn't have, if I did. Not here. Getting checked by the medics after a hard 2 weeks for him. But Chase U in action here, and Chase U picks up the win. Andre Chase pinning Cruz del Toro after Chase U hit him with the flatliner for a 42, which is fine. 43 Cruz, 42 Joaquin, 37 Andre Chase, 21 Bodhi. I'll take that. Chase U do pick up the victory here. You know, celebrating after the match. Bodhi waving the flag. Very happy when out comes Damian Priest. Chase U and Damian Priest been having some problems of late, obviously. Damian Priest comes out and he's just laughing. And he says, why don't you stick around? Let me teach you something. For 78. Chase, you do stick around to watch as Damian Priest is in action next. Damian Priest versus a Saxon Huxley here. And Damian Priest picks up the win with a save of heaven for 53. Yeah. 68 Damian, 24 Saxon. Yep. decent, fine enough. Damien Priest picks up the victory here. And yeah, stares down a very angry Andre Chase after the match. Priest and Chase U in general having some issues, butting heads. As then we go to the men's locker room, and we have a lovely group of people there. We have Randy Orton, Pete Dunne, Matt Riddle, and MJF. You know, and Riddle saying, "Yo, Stallion Pete, I'm sorry I couldn't be out there, bro. You know, still a bit beat up after the last couple weeks. Adam Cole and Finn Balor attacking me like that. Not cool, bro. But, you know, sorry I couldn't be there for you." And Pete saying, you know, it's fine, Matt, don't worry. And Randy, thanks for having my back out there. Randy saying it's okay. MJF saying, you know, obviously I would have helped as well, but I'm preparing for my match later, taking on Adam Cole. Yeah, all good, Triple H. Yeah, and then Randy Orton saying that he's just tired of Triple H. He's always been like this, he knows that. He's finally seen the light this time, thankfully. And that's Triple H is no good for this place. When in walks a very, very, very excited Austin Theory. Like, what's up, boys? Oh my god, just the bros hanging out in here, huh? I'm glad I could he reaches out for a fist bump with Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle happily does it. Reaches across for Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne just stares down at it and looks up and he says, all right. And Theory's saying, yo, Randy, I just wanted to, you know, see what you thought of my match, you know? Won earlier. Big win, kind of dominated, what can I say? I just want to see what you thought. Got any pointers or tips for me? And Randy saying, Austin, sorry. I haven't seen your match. I'm busy, you know, I saved Pete earlier. I'm just dealing with all of that. For 97, Theory says, no doubt, that's fine. That didn't matter, it's fine, whatever. They're in 97. Theory just wants Orton, I love him, I mean, respect him, what can you do? As then we have a tag team match set up earlier. Next up, it's Alexa Bliss and Zoe Stark taking on Naomi and Nia Jax. Before the bell rings, though, the Women's World Champion Io Sky comes out to sit at the commentary table and watch, and she watches as Alexa Bliss and Zoe Stark pick up the win. Zoe Stark hits her beautiful finisher onto Nia Jax. Seems improbable. Zoe Stark takes down Nia Jax in a more reasonable way than lifting her onto her shoulders in a fireman carry and then flipping her. She takes her down, and Alexa Bliss hits Twisted Licks for the 1, 2, 3. 76 for the match, 74 Naomi, 75 Alexa, 57 Nia, 53 Zoe. Happy, yeah. Good match, good little tag team match here to keep things going. After the match, though, Io grabbing a mic and getting in the ring and saying that, Alexa, next week I'll deal with your friends, pointing at Zoe, and then says, then at the Purge, I deal with you. For an A1. Good. Next week, Io versus Zoe. And then, of course, Io and Alexa going one-on-one for that Women's World title. Come WWE, The Purge. Io worked the crowd well. Good. Lovely. As then we go to General Manager Drake Maverick's office. And Drake, you know, is sitting at his desk, and leaning over him, phone in hand, is Tricky Williams. Tricky Williams showing us some stuff, Marseille and Mansour, just standing, you know, talking, checking out each other's bodies, doing some poses. And Trick's just scrolling for a saying, how about this one, huh? How about this one? And Drake says, I do have to admit, Trick, these women are particularly lovely. And Trick saying, exactly, Drake, you gotta understand, Tricky only likey the finest, juiciest things in life. And that's why I wanted to come to you, Drake, a man of style and elegance like yourself. General manager of Monday Night Raw. What a lucrative and very, very lucrative position that must be. I wanted to see if you wanted to be an investor on the ground floor of the newest, hottest modeling agency in the world, Trick Williams, big booty baddies. And Drake just staring at the woman on the phone for a second and saying, these will work for you. And Trick saying, well, maybe not yet, but they will. All the ladies going to be coming to Tricky. And then Drake just kind of snaps out of it for a second. He says, Trick, I'd love to, but I'm very busy. I don't have time to be investing in a business, and also I don't know how much you think general managers make. But R-Truth, Luigi Board in here and saying Drake, and he looks in and he sees Trick across the desk, 24/7 towel around his waist. Marseille Mansoir just still posing, and then R-Truth drops the Luigi Board and he says, "It's that pervert!" And he just lunges at Trick Williams, climbing across Drake Maverick's desk to try and get to him. Trick Williams shoving Drake Maverick in the way. Drake and R-Truth both stumbling off the desk, and Trick Williams jumping over the desk, starts to run away, but he stops, he leans back and he drops his business card on Drake Maverick's desk, and he says, "Call me when you're ready to invest." And then Trick Williams rushing out, Marseille Mansoir looking at him. Marseille turns to Mansoir and says, "Should we follow him?" And Mansoir just shrugs his shoulders and they follow after. As R-Truth, on the floor, dejected, Drake Maverick's to his feet, like, what is going on? R-Truth just, sad, saying, "My baby, I'm never gonna get my baby back, am I?" And then he just begins to hear a voice. "Oh, Truth, I can help you get your baby back." R-Truth's like, "Who is that?" Drake Maverick's like, what, are you okay, Truth?" "Oh, Truth, all you need to do is use me." And then R-Truth sits up and he slowly looks across at the Luigi Board. And R-Truth says, "Okay, Mr. Luigi Board." And R-Truth charges across and picks up the Luigi Board and runs off, and Drake just looking around like, what the hell is going on? 46. Oh, God, maybe I have too much fun with these segments. I don't know how I went a whole season, in-game year, with no 24/7 title. This is just too fun. This is too fun. God. We continue with the show. Next up, as out comes Gunther with Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni Vinci Imperium. Gunther saying that at the Purge, him and his Imperium colleagues will show what wrestling is, the heritage of it in this ring, saying that the Diamond Mine can talk about their style and their training, but no group of superstars, no collective here in this business is more well trained than Imperium. For 67, Gunther ready to show what Imperium is about here in action against Tony Nese. Tony Nese trying to get some offense in, maybe a bit knee-jerk in his reaction, maybe a bit full-headed into it, and Gunther takes advantage of a massive chop, taking him down, working him down, and hitting that powerbomb in the end for the victory for a 65. Nice. 80 Gunther, very good. 45 Tony Nese. They had pretty good chemistry as well. Don't know what I'm going to do with that, but ayo. Gunther picks up the victory over Nese. Well, now comes the Diamond Mine, the Cruiserweight Champion, Roderick Strong, Malcolm Bivens, Taz, and the Creed brothers. Bivens walking down Mike and Hair saying, "Gunther, Gunther, Gunther. You can talk all you want, but the facts remain the same. That the diamond of the Diamond Mine, Roderick Strong, is the Cruiserweight Champion. And the diamond of the Diamond Mine, Roderick Strong, is going to show exactly what he's capable of at the Purge in the ring." And that's another thing, because you may be, oh my God, you are big. Malcolm Bivens just looking up to him and just takes a step back and then just kind of reaches over until he grabs Taz and pulls Taz in front of him. And then goes, "You may be big, and you may be bigger, but come the Purge, hell, you know what they say, everybody's the same size lying down on their back." For 74, Gunther not very impressed by that joke, but 74, Diamond Mine coming here to confront Imperium. And we also get a cool little visual of Gunther and Taz face to face, which just sounds like it would be cool, doesn't it? As then out comes Drew McIntyre, Intercontinental Champion. Drew McIntyre talking about everything, The Intercontinental title, doesn't matter how many people you put in front of me, Andrade, Angel Garza, Chad Gable, it doesn't matter. He's keeping the Intercontinental title, he's going to Survivor Series, and he's coming for that WWE Championship again when he's interrupted by Angel Garza. And Angel Garza saying that Drew, we're at 96, one-on-one right now, Drew McIntyre and Angel Garza. Maybe a little preview of what's to come at the Purge. There you go. McIntyre and Garza going at it. Good match. In the end, McIntyre goes for the Future Shock DDT, but Garza manages to pull his legs out at the last minute. Drew goes down. Angel rolls him up. 1, 2, 3. Angel Garza picks up the win for an 88. Incredible match. 87 Drew, 81 Garza. Both very good. But Angel Garza does pick up the win here. Drew not happy. But what can you do? Angel Garza picked up the victory. Then we go to Drake Maverick's office. Again, we're in here a lot, aren't we? Drake Maverick's office. It's just a lovely location. Really scenic. Everyone wants to be here, I suppose. As Triple H is there. Talking. Drake Maverick stressed to high heavens after the night he's had and everything going on. And Drake just says, okay. Drake Maverick says, Hunter, Paul, whatever I can call you. I understand that you're top level guy here, but I am still the general manager of Monday Night Raw, okay? And I can still make decisions, okay? And the decision I'm going to be making right now is that next week, the best thing for this show and for everyone involved, a tag team match. Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins against Pete Dunne and Randy Orton. And Triple H looks at Drake. And there's a bit of tension. You don't know which way he's going to go, but then Triple H laughs. Big pat on the back for Drake. Really shakes him. Not used to how hard that was going to be. And Triple H says, I think that's a great idea, kid. For an 81. Massive main event announced for the go-home show heading to the Purge. Owens and Rollins versus Dunne and Orton. Hopefully be good. Fingers crossed. Don't know how it wouldn't be. But for now, we end the show with a match which will hopefully be very, very, very good. It's one half the Raw Tag Team Champions, Adam Cole, Finn Balor at ringside, taking on MJF. And both men putting it all on the line. An absolute banger, you'd imagine, between Adam Cole and MJF. Just going for it. Finn Balor staying out of it, letting these two guys go at it. Adam Cole hits a last shot, but MJF kicks out at the last second. Goes for the Panama Sunrise, but MJF manages to shake him off. Both men just fighting for this. Both men want the victory. In the end, MJF starts to get the advantage. So Finn Balor starts to get involved, jumps on the apron. The referee telling him to get down. MJF a bit distracted, going and facing up to Finn Balor. When charges down, Matt Riddle to the ring, pulls Finn Balor off the apron, and then a big knee to take him out. Adam Cole goes for a super kick on MJF, but MJF ducks underneath and locks in the salt of the earth. And in the end, Adam Cole has no choice but to tap out as MJF picks up the big victory over Adam Cole here. 18 minutes and a half minutes. Very good match. Matt Riddle with the assist for MJF in the end. 98, incredible match as you'd expect. 96 Cole, 82 MJF. Big win for MJF here. As after the match, Adam Cole and Finn Balor up the ramp, not happy when MJF gets the mic. And he says, well, where the hell do you think you're going, huh? Well, you know what, actually? This gives me an idea. Because Adam Cole, I just kicked your ass. Crowd cheering. And Finn Balor, last time I checked last week, Matt Riddle over here kicked your ass. So how about this? Triple H wants what's best for business. And so maybe that's what's best for business is you two losing those tag titles at the Purge to us. MJF signaling to him and Riddle perking up. Growing up, the fans cheering, Adam Cole and Finn Balor upset. Matt Riddle holds his fist out to MJF. MJF looks at it, he looks around the crowd cheering, begging for it. And in the end, MJF bro fists Matt Riddle. Lovely moment, the crowd going wild as MJF bro fists Matt Riddle for a 100. Way to send the fans home happy. MJF, such a lovely, lovable guy, isn't he? Yeah. Oh, MJF. Oh, God. 100, very good end to the show here. God, this is going to be a long episode of Raw. Overall 97, brilliant, really good show. We fit a lot into that. When I do comedy segments, they always go really long because I just get too into it. I'm sorry about that. I hope you enjoyed, though. MJF, 98. Amazing main event. Hopefully we continue the amazing stuff this week as we jump forward after a really good episode of Raw. Hopefully another really good episode next up on the Black and Gold brand with another episode of NXT. And NXT gets underway with Toxic Attraction coming out to the ring. Toxic. Mandy, Gigi, and JC. JC a bit banged up after her injury last week. But still, Gigi and JC, of course, Women's Tag Champs. Mandy Rose, NXT Women's Champion. In the ring, Mandy saying that, last week JC got hurt, but that's okay because Toxic Attraction are still on top. They're still the rulers of NXT. They're still the rulers of WWE. They've still got all the gold and little next gen, as they like to call themselves. Well, where are they? I mean, JC's hurt, but she's here, and well, Candice got hurt. She hurt, and Candice is in the hospital. Obviously not standing for that. Out comes Team 2001. Team 2001 make their way out. Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez. And Maddie asking where their little friend Candice is, and Cora and Roxanne telling her to can it, saying that, okay, Candice is hurt, and right now she's getting checked in the hospital, and that's okay. You know, that's no knock. People get hurt, and they need help, and that's fine. And if JC wants to rock around in pain because Mandy Rose doesn't think it's Gucci enough to have to go to the hospital, then that's okay. But Team 2001 say they're still not happy. Still here and still unhappy with, you know, Mandy Rose and Toxic Attraction being on top and acting like this in their behavior. Mandy says, what are they going to do about it? They're all on their own. No Candice to help them now. It's just these two little girls alone. And Cora Roxanne saying, actually, Mandy, that's where you're wrong, because we're not little girls. And also, we're not alone. As Annie Cooper, formerly known as Sky Blue, if you need that, who hasn't been seen since, I want to say, May, had a bit of an injury, but worked through it, and is back. Annie Cooper, back with Next Gen. Of course, Candice Race, 3 Pro Stage, Cora Jade, Roxanne Perez, and Annie Cooper all reunited. Annie Cooper coming out, fist bumps all around between, you know, Cora Jade, Roxanne Perez, and Annie Cooper, and then the 3 rush down to the ring. JC gets out of there because she's a bit hurt, but JC takes a few hits, you know. She can take a few. It's a chest injury, you know. Her head's fine. She'll take a few hits and then she'll get out of there. Mandy and Gigi taking the brunt of the attack. Big brawl in the Next Gen, standing tall in the ring. Toxic out. Annie Cooper picks up the mic and she says that she's back. Says that Cora, Roxanne, they're not on their own because she's back. And Roxanne and Annie Cooper are saying that Candice will be back soon as well. But for now, whilst Candice is away, Annie Cooper says that their plan, their intentions, all of it still stays the same. Team 2001 are going to take those tag titles, and Annie says that she is going to take that NXT Women's Championship for a 70. Good opening little segment here. The women getting to open the show. Nice little change. Usually it's LA Knight on NXT or Johnny Gargano or something. Something different. Annie Cooper making a big return. Continuing things here. Lovely. As then we have a match. Annie Cooper back in action, straight back into the swing of it. Roxanne and Cora watching from ringside. Toxic retreating to backstage. Mercedes Martinez, there you go, coming out to the ring. Annie Cooper, Mercedes Martinez. I will warn you right now, very early on, the majority of matches tonight, bar a couple, I think there's 8 matches on this card, and I think other than 2 of them, I'm not expecting high ratings, because at least one Super Nine match is quite lower ranked, but I don't care. NXT is very much the developmental show of the 3 shows. Still doing very well, but still. It's just still a warning there. So Annie Cooper, Mercedes Martinez picks up a 41, which is fine. Better than I thought it would get, to be honest. Annie Cooper gets the win with a super kick. As, yeah, 37 Annie Cooper, 38 Mercedes. Did okay. Annie Cooper picks up the victory. Cora and Roxanne get in the ring and raise her arm afterwards. Lovely. As then we go to an interview with Johnny Gargano, the number 1 contender to the NXT Championship. Kayla Braxton asking him about the NXT Championship, and Johnny says that exactly what he says last week. LA Knight is NXT Champion, and he says LA Knight's good. Of course he is. He's beat John Cena, he's beat Thaddeus Bullard, he's beat a lot of big names. You don't become NXT Champion without doing the job, without earning it to an extent, but saying that you can earn it in the ring and still not deserve it. And he says LA Knight doesn't deserve it. He doesn't deserve to have NXT on his back. He doesn't deserve for NXT to be associated with him. Johnny says that back in his day, like him or not, NXT had champions who carried this brand on its back and deserved that title of champion. Aleister Black, Tommaso Ciampa, no matter what both of those guys are up to right now, Andrade, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, all of them. Big names, even himself. He doesn't like bigging himself up, but even himself. Okay, he was called the heart, the soul of NXT. And if he's got to be the heart and soul again, if he's got to save NXT from LA Knight, from the Golden Gods, as they call themselves, he'll do it. For 100. Good. Good little interview, Jonathan. Good work. Good, good work from Johnny. Always good work. Johnny Johanan is just very good, isn't he? As then, speaking of things that are very good, it's time for things to get a bit tricky. Out here as yes, Tricky Williams comes out to the ring. Marseille and Mansois, his big booty baddies, of course, following in after him. And Trick saying that, now last week, sadly, Marseille here got a little bit hurt. But do not worry, because his prized asset, that big booty of his, is doing A-okay, and the rest of him will be soon. But that means Marseille and Mansois cannot be in action tonight, but do not worry, ladies and gentlemen, your night is not completely ruined, because old Tricky Willie himself is in action. And my opponent tonight is, I would say, just as highly sought after and just as prestigious as my opponent last week, Ival Matsumura. My opponent tonight is a professional boxer. But not just a professional boxer. He is a 2020 Olympic qualifying, nearly, boxer. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, my opponent from the beautiful island of Cuba, Julio Cruz. Yeah, Julio Cruz comes out, some guy. Boxing get up, typical boxing shorts and that. No gloves. Taped up wrists, though. Trick Williams in action against this Julio Cruz as Trick Williams picks up the victory, because of course he does. 33 for the match. He wins with a tricky kick in the end, which is beautiful. If you haven't seen it, go check out Trick Williams' finisher. It does look very nice. 33 for Julio. Did very well, actually. 24 for Trick. We take that. Trick Williams picks up another big win here, which is lovely. Which we love. As then afterwards, Trick gets on the mic, and Trick asks Tony Storm, with your I see the way when you walk away that it'd be bouncing and clapping for Tricky's performance. Now, as much as I like to watch you walk away, why don't you walk down here towards me, and we can get you signed up for the big booty baddies, huh? Trick waiting. No one coming out for a moment. And he says, oh, come on, Tony. Get that booty of yours down here immediately. As then storms out Harland, Happy Harland. Happy Harland storms out. Tony D'Angelo very quickly behind him, with a gang, Madcap, Otis, Tucker, the whole shebang coming out in the ring. Harland quickly into it. Marseille and Mansoir hiding behind Trick as Trick tries to hide behind them. Harland storming towards Trick as Tony intervenes and stands in front of him. Whoa, let's calm down there, tough guy, okay? Let's calm down. My apologies, Oh, Happy Harland here, he does not like it when bums call me out. And Trick says, well, excuse me, it's actually, it's booties. Not bums. It's the booties. And so he says, whoa. We got a problem here, wise guy, huh? You trying to correct me? You do not think I know what human anatomy is, huh? Is that what this is, huh? Trick saying, actually, I do have a... I just need a second. I'm changing between voices so much. Okay. Actually, I do have a problem with you, Tony. Because you're not the Tony I was looking for. Because I'm looking at you right now, up and down, front and backwards, and I am not seeing that juicy rear end that I'm looking for. And Tony's saying, oh, whoa. Why you gotta come for me like this, huh? Huh? You call me out to my ring, from my NXT, and you tell me my ass is flat? Huh? You got a problem with my bum? And Trick says, booty. And Tony says, bum? Booty. Bum? Booty. And Tony says, we're gonna have a problem here, tough guy? Trick says, actually, we do have a problem here. And you know what? And he reaches back and he grabs Mansoir and he pulls it in front of him. Mansoir's gonna deal with it for me. And Mansoir looking around like, huh? And Tony's saying, well, alrighty then, huh? You got your boy. I got my boy here. Pulling Madcap forward. Madcap smiling, rubbing his hands together for a 47. God, this is like my dream segment. Just a very probably overly long segment of the Big Booty Baddies and Tony D'Angelo's family. I hope you've all enjoyed that one, because God knows I have. Oh, God. Match. It is Madcap Moss versus Messoa in action. And Messoa giving a good go. But in the end, Madcap Moss does pick up the win with the neck breaker for a 43. Once again, better than I thought. You know what? If these matches get above 40, I'm happy with them. 42 for Madcap, 44 Messoa. As Madcap Moss does pick up the win. Masse helping Messoa out the ring. Him, them going up with Tricky. Tony getting in the mic saying, well, okay. Now we finally dealt with those bums over there, huh? And you just hear Trick shouting back, it's booties! That's what he says. Now. Allow me to please explain myself, because I'm sure there's plenty of questions going around right now about why we did what we did last week, huh? Because everybody knows that Big Tony D'Angelo's got a plan, huh? So what is the plan, you may ask? Well, you see, I know what I need to get to the top. I know what I need to do to win back the respect of Mr. Morella and his beautiful daughter, huh? So I'm going to take that NXT North American Championship from Isaiah Swerve Scott. I am going to present it to Mr. Morella. And we are going to get this marriage back on track. And the dawn of NXT's reign will continue. When Hit Row come out, Top Dollar, Ashanti, D Adonis, and B-Fab all making their way out to the ring. And yeah, not happy. Top Dollar saying that, you mess with Swerve, you mess with all of us. He's our homie. He's our OG. So you're messing with Swerve. You're messing with Hit Row. And Tony's saying, well, is that right, huh? Well, I guess I'm messing with Hit Row then, aren't I? As set for next week now, it will be Hit Row of Top Dollar and Ashanti D Adonis taking on Otis and Tucker. 52 for that, by the way. Another good little segment. God, that was about 6 minutes of Trick into Tony, which is kind of my dream rotation. If we could get Chase U after that, it would be perfect. Different show though. As instead, go to commercial. We come back for a match, and it is Grayson Waller followed by #Trending all coming out as well. Tiffany, Persia, Ethan Paige, and Reggie, of course, taking on just a local talent, Johnny Hazar, having a great time. Things we love Johnny here, as Grayson Waller does pick up the win in the end with that, that jumping, rolling stunner he does from the outside for a 29. Yeah, that brought it down a little bit. 40 for Grayson, 37 for Johnny. They actually both did pretty okay in ring wise, but the crowd weren't into it. What are you gonna do? Grayson Waller does pick up the victory though. At one point though in the match, just mid-match, Waller and Johnny are fighting at it. Ethan on the outside, Trending, one on each side of the ring, and you just see Ethan kind of just grab a hold to the rope, and he's just looking around like what's going on, and he looks down with a shocked look on his face, and he's trying to hold on, but then you just see Ethan kind of disappear as he slowly gets dragged under the ring. Interesting. Just thought I'd take a note of that. Just thought I'd mention that. Before we go backstage, to the Mysterios. Alfonso shouldn't be on screen. I don't know why he is. Dominic and Ray. And Dom apologises to Ray. Apologised for last week. Says he got distracted with everything, the NXT Championship, everything going on. But you know what? He wanted to say sorry. And it's time to focus and get those tag titles back. And Ray's very happy. His son apologising, coming back to him, owning up to his mistakes and all that. Very happy. Son, let's get it back on track for a 75. Lovely. Later tonight, main event, tag title contendership match, Mysterios versus Legado 2v2. Hopefully we good, fingers crossed. As then next up we have Toni Storm taking on our local talent, Ashton Beck. At one point in the match, Jade Cargill comes out to watch at ringside. Jade and Tony have a thing going on at the moment. Toni Storm does pick up the win with a strong zero, whatever you want to call it, 42. Ashton Beck and Tony didn't seem to clash. Thanks for that, Ashton, your local talent. 17 Ashton, 50 Tony. As Tony does pick up the win. Afterwards, Jade gets in the ring and tells Tony to leave, and she'll show her how it's done. Tony not happy with that, but what are you going to do? Tony does leave. Jade gets in the ring for her match against a local talent called Jessica Harley, and Jade picks up the victory for a 45, which is okay. 49 Jade, 36 Jessica Harley. Good job, Jessica. As Jade picks up the win, and afterwards, her and Tony face to face again. Just building up to this match, which will hopefully be good. fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. As then, well, we go backstage to hashtag trending. Hashtag trending. In a happy, jovial mood, of course. Grayson Waller's picked up the victory. He's got his win. Walking down the hallway, you know, Reggie, Purge, Tiffany. Reggie's just like, where's Ethan gone? You know, Grayson saying, it don't matter, okay? You know, we don't have to worry about that. Ethan's, you know Ethan. He's out somewhere partying right now. It doesn't matter. It's time we go party and celebrate my big win as well. They're all cheering. Grayson, Tiffany and Purge ahead. Reggie behind a little bit, still wondering where Ethan is. As just, you see from the shadows of a hallway they walk by, Dexter Loomis emerge and just kind of grab Reggie from behind, cover his mouth and slowly drag him into the hallway. Yeah. You can probably figure out who took Ethan earlier as well now, as he grabs Reggie as well. Sure, Grayson, Tiffany and Purge will have a great time celebrating though. You know, fun play, fair play for Grayson, get to celebrate like that. Not like that. Oh god. Then we go to the ring. Casey squared. Caden, Caden and Casey. I need to change her name to Katana, honestly, but Casey in the ring. And their opponents. Out comes Indy and Shotzi. The Blackheart World Tank Express. Not seen in a little bit. Had a little injury as well, but that's fine. Making a big return. Big cheers from the fan. 56. Lovely. And then the Blackheart World Tank Express against Casey squared. Blackheart World Tank Express pick up the win. Shotzi pins Ken Connor after the missile driver from the pair for a 46. Good match. 49 Shotzi, 48 Casey, 48 Indy, 40 Hayden. Happy with that. Blackheart World Tank Express back and pick up the win here. Just get them back into things. Get them back into things. As we go to backstage, Taylor Braxton interviewing now Mr. L.A. Knight. Of course, the rest of the Golden Guards there as well. Alfonso, Socrates, the Spanish Fly, Cruiserweight Tag Champs, LA Knight, the NXT Champion, Killer asking about the NXT Championship, about Johnny Gargano, and LA Knight saying, let me talk to you. Because you see, Johnny Gargano, Johnny Wrestling, as he calls himself, is going to get schooled come Halloween Havoc. Because the fact of the matter remains, he can say what he wants about the heart and the soul of NXT. Well, Halloween Havoc, the heart and soul of NXT, if that's what he called to call himself, dies. Because you see, the only thing that matters is the head of NXT. The only thing that matters is the man at the top of NXT. The only thing that matters is the golden god of NXT. L.A. Knight. Yeah. For a 91. Decent. Decent for LA Knight. Decent. Good. And we go to the penultimate match of this evening. It is Roderick Strong, Cruiserweight Champion, head of Diamond Mine, taking on Dijakovic. A tougher opponent. Strong wanting maybe someone a bit more of a similar profile to Gunther, bigger, stronger than a local talent, and a bit more challenging than the local talents as well. But in the end, Roderick Strong does pick up the win with a sick kick, supposedly for a 73, which is decent. It's nice to see a dark green rating on a match tonight. 83 Roderick, 41 Dijakovic. Happy. Roderick Strong picking up the victory after the match. Diamond Mine standing strong. Diamond Mine on top. When out comes Imperium. Diamond Mine showed up on Raw. Now Imperium showing up on NXT. Gunther, Ludwig Geis and Giovanni Vinci coming out, and Gunther all making their way to the ring. Roderick Strong and Gunther standing face to face. And Gunther, with mic in hand, saying that, you can come to my turf and I will come to yours. Gunther saying that NXT was his show long before it was Roderick Strong's. Which I've realised isn't a truthful statement, but ignore that. And Gunther, not impressed with Diamond Mine next week. After this face-to-face match-up for next week. Don't ask me, it'll be Raw on NXT. We'll see what the vibe's like. It'll be the Creed brothers versus Imperium for a 71. Good little match. But yeah, good match and good post-match segment as well. Or hopefully a good match between these pair at the Purge. Fingers crossed. As then we go to the lovely general manager, William Regal, with more news about the Breakout Tournament, especially. First of all, announces that sadly, Ridge Holland, who was announced for the breakout tournament next week, will not be competing. Saying that sadly, Ridge Holland has suffered a broken frontal bone in his head. He'll be up for up to a year. Wish it, here on NXT, we wish everyone at NXT wishes him the best in a hopefully very speedy recovery. Tough, out for a year. It's sad. Oh well. That Ridge Holland Sami Thatcher feud truly was cursed from. But Ridge says a name out, some new names in, and announcing that the breakout tournament will feature maybe a more experienced, a more well-known name on the independent scene in Josh Briggs, but also it will play home to superstars looking to break out, looking to make a name for themselves, younger superstars, especially the two here to be announced right now, the pair of Brooks Jensen and Nikita Lyons will both be in their their men and women breakout tournaments, which is nice. As after the announcement, in comes Toni Storm asking for a match with Jade Cargill next week. And William Regal saying that Jade was actually in her earlier and she wanted that match as well. So you know what? Okay. Jade Cargill, Toni Storm, next week. Money. Beautiful. Tony goes to leave and I'm going to finish up what I was saying. Because this was actually this segment's after the match that's next, but I just skipped over that because I'm an idiot. So I'm going to finish this segment, then we'll do the match, and we'll vibe like that. Tony goes to leave, walks by Trick Williams saying, Tony, I was looking for you earlier. You're probably wondering how I found you, but I just listened out for the sound of those, all that clapping, and I knew it must have been you. Now let me talk to you about a big business opportunity coming your way. And Tony just shuts him up and says, Trick, don't have time for this, mate. Okay? I got a match we're getting ready for next week, so I can't deal with this until I just get that done. And just storms past Trick, and Trick like, okay. Just kind of, disappointed, but then, he's watching Toni Storm walk away from behind and he's just rubbing his hands saying, okay then. And we'll find out what that segment got in a minute, because it's actually main event time. We're just going to stay on a picture of something, as the main event is the Mysterios versus Legado Cruiserweight Tag Team Championship number 1 contenders match. Who won that shot against Spanish Fly, the Mysterios or Legado? Both teams giving it their all. Both teams wanting to come out on top. But in the end, Rey Mysterio tags in Dominic and Humberto going at it. In the end, Dom goes for a 619 on Humberto. Onto the ropes, but Humberto dragged out the ring by Zelina Vega. Humberto steadying himself on ringside. Dom sees this, unable to hit it on 619, but not letting it stop him. Jumps, runs across the ring, and then jumps outside. Big, high-risk move. Him and Humberto both go spilling over the announcer's table, both taken out. In the end, the referee hitting the 10 count as it ends in a double count out here for 81, which is pretty decent considering a draw ending usually brings down the rating a little bit. 80 Rey, 72 Santos, 71 Humberto, 62 Dominic. Happy with that. As, no winner. A draw between the Mysterios and Legado here for that 81. Nice. The Trick Williams segment got a 53, if you're curious. And I just think it's funny that Toni Storm was the problem here instead of Trick. Tony just couldn't keep up with Tricky Willie. What are you going to do, huh? What are you going to do? 53. As then we jump to the contract signing for the NXT Championship match. Johnny Gargano and LA Knight both making their respective ways to the rings. Johnny first, Golden Gods afterwards. LA with Alfonso and Socrates. Ready for this contract signing. The back and forth, of course. Regal here to oversee things. Johnny ready to take his place back at the top of NXT. Ready to take out LA Knight and give the NXT Championship a worthy champion. And LA Knight ready to shut Johnny Gargano up once and for all. Because LA Knight is just better than Johnny Gargano, and that is a fact of life. For a 96, both men signing the contract. The match official, signed and set for Halloween Havoc. As Johnny and LA Knight face to face afterwards when Johnny is attacked from behind by Spanish Fly, of course. Alfonso and Socrates attacking Johnny from behind, LA Knight getting involved as well. Alfonso and Socrates holding Johnny up for LA Knight, readying the table they use for the contract signing to put him through it. When rushes out the Mysterios. The Mysterios rushing out to make the save. mainly Ray rushing out, Dominic following slowly after, but Ray very quickly rushing out, to help fight them off. Ray gets Johnny out of their hold. Johnny hits a super kick on Alfonso, taking him out. It's more 2-on-2, and then Dom gets in the ring as well. And again, in the end, Golden God's fleeing as Johnny, Ray, and Dominic standing tall for the 100 to end the show. Good show. Rating-wise, maybe not so good because there was a lot of lower-ranked segments, but it featured a hell of a lot of Trick Williams and Tony D'Angelo, so it's good in my books, as this episode of NXT gets an 86, which is actually better than I thought. My product, I think, plays into account the two highest-rated segments in the main event match. I think that's the key deciding factor. So yeah, 86. We'll take that. Good episode of NXT. And hopefully we end things this week with another good episode, as it's time for another edition of Smackdown. And Smackdown gets right underway into action, quick into things with the first match of our pair of Beat the Clock matches in the Charlotte and Becky Women's Universal title stuff. Of course, the winner of the Beat the Clock gets to decide the stipulation for their match at Halloween Havoc. And so, yeah, the two women both having their matches. Charlotte having her match here first against Liv Morgan, who requested to be her opponent. So Charlotte and Liv Morgan to kick off the show. Hopefully be good. And in the end, it is Charlotte Flair who does pick up the victory over Liv Morgan here for an 81. But most importantly, in 14 minutes and 29 seconds. So Liv Morgan, in the end, the submission's locked in. She's already banged up from the past few weeks, months. Figure 8 leg lock is in. Charlotte's got it locked, and Liv is just clawing, trying to stay alive, trying to get to the ropes, trying not to tap out. In the end, she does. But she gets to 14 minutes and 29 seconds, which is pretty good. 77 Charlotte, 75 Liv. Happy with that. Good opener. As then we go to an interview with Biggie and Kofi Kingston. And, Kayla asking Biggie and Kofi about what, they're back. Welcome back. And Biggie and Kofi saying, happy to be back, obviously. And saying they're back because Judgment Day. They could not sit idly by still and watch Judgment Day cause terror. Okay, they say they came up short at SummerSlam, but still, it's not in their nature to just sit down and do nothing, so they're just going to get back on that horse, and they're going to get back out there, and they're going to fight for what's right and fight for what's good, and that is stopping the Judgment Day's antics. When they are, well, not so interrupted, but when walks in Mustafa Ali. Mustafa Ali walking, and him and Kofi, of course, having their own, history and back problems, as well as Mustafa and Big E. And Mustafa walks in, he says that he just wants to talk, and Kofi just shakes his head and says no. He just walks off, and Big E following after him quickly. Mustafa looking disappointed. For 79, good little promo. Just a nice little interview segment here. Later on tonight, Big E taking on Tommaso Ciampa of the Judgment Day 1-on-1, which will hopefully be good. Ali trying to mend fences, not going so well, but slow and steady wins the race. Then we go backstage, to Bianca Belair, Belair. Bianca backstage. In walks Becky Lynch, the Women's Universal Champion, walking up to Bianca with a purpose. Bianca's saying, asking what she wants, and Becky says that she doesn't know who Adam Pearce. God, it's the only Irish I can manage right now. She doesn't know who Adam Pearce has got her a match with, but she says she wants a real challenge like Charlotte had with Liv. And so she knows if you want a real challenge around here, you should go to Bianca Belair. Bianca, liking that compliment. Becky challenging Bianca, asking her to be her Beat the Clock opponent, and Bianca happily accepting, always down for a fight. 100 here, good. Another good segment. Another good little backstage segment. And hopefully a good little Beat the Clock matchup later between Becky and Bianca. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. And then we go to the ring, and we go to the ring for a sermon from Joe Gacy. Control there with him, Braun Strowman, EC3, Cutler, and Blake. And Gacy talking about how important peace is. About how anger has controlled this place for so long. About how the tag team division is controlled by nothing but anger. The anger of Bronson Reed, the anger of Samoa Joe, of The Fiend, of Karrion Kross, all of their anger. And anger leads to violence, leads to war, and none of that is what Joe Gacy wants. Joe Gacy says all he ever wanted was peace. And Gacy says maybe the only way to peace is through pain. But Gacy says that no matter what, in the end, peace will come again. For a 55, yeah, happy with that. Good. Little match afterwards, Braun Strowman and EC3 in action, Gacy, Cutler and Blake at ringside, and watching as Braun Strowman and EC3 take on a couple local talent. We have Seymour, Trevor, and Cody coming. And in the end, Strowman and EC3 do pick up the win. Strowman hits the running power slam onto Seymour. Trevor here, his partner Cody coming, can do nothing but watch as it gets a 60. And Braun Strowman and EC3 control pick up the win. Yeah, 74 Strowman, 49 EC3, 31 Seymour, 30 Cody. Happy. Fine enough for me. I'm not going to put too much pressure on a segment between Strowman, EC3, and two local talent now, am I? As then we go backstage to Roman's locker room. Roman sat in his chair, Paul Heyman by his one side, and the other side, Jey Uso. Jey Uso visibly banged up after the match with Breaker last week. Just staring down at the ground, not looking up. You can see like black eyes. You can see he's in pain. He's hurt. And Roman just looking ahead. Just shaking his head, actually. The Von Erichsen solo ahead of him. And Roman says, not again, huh? I gotta hand it to Tyler. Clearly better than I thought he was, isn't he? Took care of Jey here. Not much of an accomplishment that is, but did it. And now dealt with my boy Solo. My, oh my, oh my. That's okay. But that's okay. Because you see, it's just the nature of things. You see, come Halloween Havoc, I'm a smash Edge. I'm gonna put the old man down once and for all and keep my title. And then, well, let's face the facts. Tyler Breeze ain't keeping that US title very long, because one way, looks down at his Universal title in his fists, or another, as he looks up across the room at just the snarling, menacing figure of Bron Breakker. He's losing that title. For 100, yeah. Nice little backstage segment. Roman segments are always very good rating-wise, at the very least. Ominous words for Edge and for the United States Champion Tyler Breeze, who he has taken much problem with, but who's kept hold of that belt, so fair enough for him. Before it's time to beat that clock again. Oh my. Yep, beat the clock challenge, the second matchup. Now this is fun, because I don't know who's winning this either. I set Liv and Charlotte in this match to be the same length. You know? So, I'm intrigued to see who's winning this as well. Charlotte Flair, for clarification, won her match in 14 minutes and 29 seconds, and Becky and Bianca put on a really good match. Bianca comes very close at a couple points to winning. In the end, Becky locks in the disarmer, and Bianca claws, tries to get out of it, tries to power out of it. In the end, no choice but to tap out in 13 minutes. And I set these to the same length. I don't know how Becky's knocked a whole minute off. But fair enough, Rebecca Lynch. Fair enough. Becky Lynch picks up the win in 13:38, nearly a whole minute quicker than Charlotte Flair for an 81, 90 Becky, 73 Bianca. Fine, we'll take that. And then afterwards, Becky Lynch grabs a hold of the mic. And Becky saying, "Oh, Charlotte, oh, I know you're not going to rush out here. Because at the end of the day, you would have rushed out here if you won, wouldn't you? No. But old Becky Lynch, the man, picked up the victory. And so you're not going to be so quick. Oh, that's okay. You and me got plenty of time together. Because Charlotte, contrary to what you may think, I think of you as a friend still. But maybe it's the Irish in me, but I've never had a problem with beating some sense into a friend. And this won't be the occasion that stops." And Becky tells Charlotte that she'll tell her face to face next week at their contract signing what the stipulation's gonna be. I might have done a contract signing last week now I think about it. No, just a face to face last week, yeah. I'm not going crazy. Contract signing next week, yeah. 100. Becky will announce the stipulation for their match, which she gets to pick after winning the Beat the Clock Challenge at Smackdown next week on the Go Home show. Jesus Christ, my head. I've just woken up if you can't tell. Oh, God. As then we go backstage. And we go backstage to Kayla Braxton interviewing a reunited Brie Zongo. Tyler Breeze, US champion, of course. Fandango, his partner. And Kayla asks how it feels to be reunited, and they say it's great, of course. Tyler's been keeping out, a listen out. They've been messaging every day, seeing how Fandango's getting on. They've been training together. And it was great to see the look on the Von Erichs, on Solo, on Roman's face. They wish they could have seen the look on Roman's face. All of their faces when Fandango came out, because Tyler knew it was going to happen. Fandango knew it was going to happen, but they didn't. And that's great. The big bad Roman Empire running this thing like a dictatorship finally get the wall pulled over their eyes. And Tyler says that feels like a great thing to him. And Tyler says that Roman can talk a big game, that he took out Solo, he took out the Von Erichs, they took out Jey Uso. Everyone who's come in front of him, Tyler Breeze has dealt with. And Tyler Breeze says that Roman is right in one regard. He's not going to hold this US title forever. Because Tyler Breeze says that in 5 weeks' time at Survivor Series, he's still going to have this title. And he's going to hand it to Adam Pearce. And Tyler Breeze is going to fight Roman Reigns for that Universal Championship if he still has it. For a 68, so close to being a nice segment, but it's just an okay one, I suppose. Oh, God. Yeah, 68. Fine. Nice to see Tyler Breeze and Fandango back together again. That's nice. We'll take that as the happy fallout for this, shall we? Before, next up, a match, tag team action, Bronze Arena as well, Joe taking on Kendrick and London. Reed and Joe, I don't want to say Joe Gacy was right, but a lot of anger in that ring, especially Joe. In the end, Joe locking in that coquina clutch onto Brian Kendrick, and Brian Kendrick tapping out, and maybe Samoa Joe keeping it on a little bit longer after the bell has been rung for a 75. Good, Reed and Joe very angry, very aggressive. Samoa Joe maybe more so, but what are you going to do? 76 for Joe, 75 for Reed, 53 Kendrick, 50 London. Happy with that, yeah. That's fine. Reed and Joe pick up another victory here as they march towards Halloween. Havoc, the lights go out, and when they come back on, The Fiend, Karrion Kross, and Scarlett are in the ring. Of course, Samoa Joe, not wasting time, he sees them, he goes to battle, he charges into The Fiend, and the two start fighting it out. Reed into Kross, they start fighting out, Scarlett's out there, And it's just a massive brawl. They're just kind of, in the ring, heads out of the ring, heads backstage in the end for a 93, and they all just disappear into the night for that 93. Yeah, gonna be another hard-hitting affair between these four guys. Come Halloween Havoc. Someday I'll just remember the pay-per-view off rip when it's like they do it when it's like a Rumble or a Mania. No offense, Halloween Havoc, you're not quite there yet. When we go backstage to Dark and Mysterious Locker Room, of course, or Dark and Mysterious Area, whatever you want to call it, for, of course, a message or a word from the Judgment Day. And the Judgments say, or Edge says that judgment awaits. It awaits so many. He says judgment has been handed out to Big E and to Kofi Kingston, but it will be handed out again to Big E tonight, to Kofi whenever he wants. It will be handed out again. And to Roman. Edge says that at Judgment, at Halloween Havoc, his judgment awaits, his final judgment. The moment Edge finally becomes world champion again is fast approaching, and there is nothing that even the all-powerful, as he says, Roman Reigns can do to turn back the sands of time for a 99. Good. Another good promo. I keep saying that. Guys who always do good promos. But yeah, good promo from the Judgment Day here. Words of warning to Big E and Kofi, and from Edge to Roman Reigns. Contract signing later tonight for their match. Before we go to the ring for tag team action, and it is Breezango reunited and happy as ever, taking on the Von Erichs, Marshall and Ross of the Roman Empire, looking for a bit of revenge after Fandango took them out last week. Can they get it? Breezango versus the Von Erichs. Von Erichs putting up a good fight. Fandango still maybe not 100%, but hanging in there, and in the end, supermodel kick. Yep, from Tyler, takes him down, and that top rope leg drop from Fandango finishes off Ross Von Erich for the win for a 70, which is, fine. We'll take those. 79 Tyler, 57 Fandango, and 44 apiece for the Von Erichs. They're so in sync as Tyler Breeze and Breezango pick up the victory in their return match for that 70. Lovely. Breezango get their arms raised. Lovely moment for however long it lasts before Braun Breaker storms in from behind. Big double clothesline to take them both down. And then Braun Breaker just beating down on Fandango and Tyler Breeze. One tries to get up, powers them down. The other tries to get up, powers them down. In the end, both of them get bench pressed power slam to the mat. And Braun Breaker snatches Tyler Breeze's US title off the floor. And he raises it into the air for a 100. Good. Decent match. Perfect post-match. Braun Breaker. Roman Reigns. How should I phrase it? The big dog's dog of war. Braun Breaker. Sending a clear message of his intent here towards that US title. Which is lovely. As then we head to the main event of this evening. Big E, Tommaso Ciampa as advertised, Aleister Black and Kofi Kingston watching from ringside as what goes down. Big E and Ciampa fighting it out. Match goes on. Aleister Black in the end attacks Kofi. Maybe Big E a little bit distracted by this. Big E has Ciampa on his up for the big ending when Aleister Black storms into Kofi, takes him down. Big E not happy about this, but he's just trying to focus on the match. Outrushes Mustafa Ali down to the ring, storms into Black, takes him down. Big save for Kofi. Ciampa goes for the distracted Big E, but Big E sees that Kofi's alright now, so he's focused again. Big E dodges it, picks Ciampa back up, and big ending as Big E picks up the win. Oh god, the announcing really brought it down. But what are you gonna do? I'm trying out new announce teams. It's Pat and Michael. They'll get there. They'll get the chem. That's fine. Big E picks up a big win with the big ending and defeats Ciampa here. Yeah, Good job, Mustafa. Well done. 93 Ciampa, 84 Big E. It pains me in my very soul that this match only got a 78. Ow. Big E goes out the ring and helps Kofi up. Mustafa helped Kofi up a little as well, but Kofi's still hesitant towards Mustafa. Big E and Kofi celebrate up the ramp. Big E celebrates. Kofi's still in a bit of pain. Whilst Black and Ciampa be looking, I've put here, mad. Or I should phrase it, mad. In the ring for that 98. Very good as well. Very good as well. Before we end the show here with the contract signing for the Universal Championship. Adam Pearce overseeing things, of course. One end of the table, we got Edge, the challenger. The other end, the champion, the tribal chief, the head of the table. Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman by his side. Of course, the wise man. And Edge says, you know what he's been saying. Roman's judgment awaits. Saying that even for a god as he'd lead you to believe like Roman Reigns, judgment comes all the same. He says that Roman's judgment will come at Halloween Havoc. And Roman's saying, oh, Edge, I don't care about whatever cryptic shit you want to roll off on me. I'm the head of this table. You see, the only person who does the judging round here is me. Edge, this is a dictatorship. This ain't a democracy. Tyler's got it right in that regard. I'm head of the table. I'm judge. I'm jury. I'm executioner. And that's the way it is. I don't sit around here waiting for your judgment. You sit there and you wait for mine. And Roman's saying that the fact of the matter remains, Edge, that you're old, you're banged up. Hell, if you even make it to Halloween Havoc, God knows if you're gonna make it out of Halloween Havoc. And that's okay. Don't worry about that. You won't have a championship to worry about after that. Only thing gonna be on your mind is if you can go see that wife of yours. Because Edge, right now, I'm in the peak of my life, and you're at the end of yours. And that means I can beat you, and I can smash you in any match, anytime, any place. As Roman signs the contract, and Edge says that's good. It's good you say that, Roman, that you think you can beat me anytime, any place, any match. That is very good. Because at Halloween Havoc, it's not just any match. At Halloween Havoc, it's going to be Edge's match. Halloween Havoc is going to be Edge's playground. At Halloween Havoc, it's going to be tables, ladders, and chairs. For 100, Roman very angry, Edge getting out of there before Roman can hurt him. 100, very good segment. Big match at Halloween Havoc. Universal title, Roman Reigns, Edge, TLC. Hopefully a banger. Better, please. Smackdown gets us a rating of 88. Very good. Very good show. Yeah, happy with that. Becky Lynch wins to beat the clock. She'll announce the stipulation next week. Big E beat Ciampa. Ali made the save, maybe making up for things. Bron Breakker took out Breezango. The Roman Edge contract signing. So much going on. Setting us in a nice place, I think, for next episode. The penultimate episode heading into Halloween Havoc and the Purge, and then Halloween Havoc and the Purge afterwards, of course. But that's it for today. I hope you've enjoyed, as always. Leave a like if you have, and subscribe for more. And as always, I just want to say a very special thank you for watching.